Hello everyone, welcome to this section. This is Sai Krishna. In this video, we will discuss about data provider annotation. What is the data provider annotation in TestNG? If you talk about the TestNG, it is a third-party application in Selenium. You have to use the TestNG for generating the customized reports, right? Selenium and WebDriver does not directly supports the read and write operations for writing the multiple data on the Excel by using some third-party applications like Apache Py and TestNG. We will generate some customized reports and get the data from the Excel sheet. In TestNG, so many annotations is there, like before method, after method, before test, after test, before class, after class. Like this, one of the annotation is data provider annotation. And what is the use of the data provider annotation? We will see now. First, I will create one test method. Before method, I will set up in the method name, and in this method I will set up the Chrome browser, and we have to write the WebDriver of driver. Okay. And we have to use the semicolon. You need to import this WebDriver, and we have to import this driver factory also. Okay, once you import the driver factory, you have to go for CRM. Okay, I will go to this link and enter the username and password and click on login and close the browser, right? I will copy the link and paste it here. Once paste it, I have to maximize the window. So for that, driver.window.maximize, and I will create the one more test method. Create the method. Method name is login page. In this method, I have to find the object locators of this username, password and login button. I am already find those locators. I will copy this, go to my Eclipse, and you need to import the by class. And I am passing the username as username, password as password, right? Once I am click on that button, I will close that particular focused browser. For that, I am using the driver.close method. Now I have to run this program. Before run that, save it, go to the run option, run as TestNG test. Browser is open. It is open, and after that it will maximize. Will enter the data and you click on the login button and it will be closed, right? Yes, this is working properly, and you can see the results also. Login method is passed, right? And you can see here passed as login. Okay, and you can see the data provider is one of the TestNG annotation, and you can see here use of data provider annotation. At present we are hard coding the some username and password, right? In case you are testing the one website or one software application, in that you have to test multiple usernames and passwords. At that time we have to use the data provider annotation in TestNG. So for that I will create the data provider annotation. So I will create a method here. This is the string data, right? You have to use this sometimes numbers also. For that I will use the object type, because object type will handle the any type of data. So I will create the object data equal to new of object, and you need to pass the data. For example, if you take in the 3 usernames, we need to test it now. For that we have to take the data in Excel sheet. I have to assume that we have 3 rows and 2 columns, right? Now use the 3 rows and 2 columns, and you need to pass the data of first 0 equal to, I will pass the username 1, right? Date of 0 1, data as password of 1. See here, this data of 0 is row 0, and row 0 column 0 data is username, and row 0 of column 1 data is password. Like that we have to create the 3 rows. Okay, and we have to change the 1 of 0, 1 of 1, 2 of 0, 2 of 1. See, at present we have 3 rows like this and 2 columns, usernames and passwords. Like this we have to store the data in object type, because object will accept the any type of data. You can take the integer or string type, and you have to return that data. Return data. Here an exception is called return type is data, so we have to change the void to object. Okay, and once it will returns the data, it will pass the here, right? So I will take here 2 arguments, because we are passing the 2 arguments, username 1 and password 1. So string of uname, string of password. So now we no need to hard code this username and password. If you want to give thousands of data, it will work. And once it is submitted, we will print like one meaningful message, that is uname space password. After that we will close that browser, right? You can observe one thing. If you pass the username and password 1, it will click on the submit button and print that username 1, password 1, and close that browser. And again we have some other data, right? Username 2, password 2, and username 3, password 3, right? You have to rotate all this data will be entered in that text fields, right? So for that I am using the data provider. I have to give the name test data. Okay, you can see, observe here, data provider annotation has only one attribute, that is name. Here you can see data provider, we are providing the name, right? Here you can see the name of the data provider for this text method. So I am giving the test method name is test data. Okay, and here I can give the @ of data provider. Okay, and you have to pass the name as data provider has only one attribute, that is name, and you have to give the same name, whatever the name here providing, you have to give the same name here also. And once you pass this data, submit and print that data, close the browser. In that browser only we have to run this data. You have to clear the first data. For that I have to use the clear method. So before on that, clear, is there any data, it will clear. Okay, okay, save it. Now we can see what is the data provider is one of the test engine annotation, and why we are using the data provider annotation. Why we are using the data provider annotation? If you have to test the multiple data on the software application or web application, you have to use the data provider annotation. It will take the multiple test data, and the data provider annotation has only one attribute, that is name. So I will run this program. Right click, run as test ng test. And now you can see Google Chrome is open, CRM Pro also is opening. Once CRM Pro is open, and load web object, load all the locators, and it will maximize window. And you can pass the username 1, its first data, and close the browser, and it is printed, and it will opening again. That data is clear, then only the second data it will enter. Second data also enter, and close it. Okay, last data also entered. Yeah, you can see still program is running, and now it's executed, right? You can see all the tests are passed. Like this, you can use the data provider. This whole process is called the data driven framework, because we are using the multiple test data and passing through the data provider annotation through the application. So we are driving the data to the application. So this concept is called the data driven framework. Hope you understand this topic. Thank you.